Ben Roethlisberger, he's been very vocal, obviously. His post-career, talking a lot, doing shows, podcasts and whatnot, and he had some things to say about how to start a team.
Yeah, he had something to say about the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going through it right now. They don't got a head coach. As far as we know, they've got a quarterback. And so there's a lot of conversation around them and what they should do to kind of jumpstart that organization again. And what he said about this current Steelers situation, I think applies to a lot of teams in the NFL. Take a listen.
I would not draft a quarterback for at least 2 to 3 years. That's just my opinion. The issue that I see with a lot of teams is they get a quarterback and they try and build around that quarterback. I think it should be the other way around. I think you should build a team and put your quarterback in it. It happened to me. I had a great football team. They plugged me in. We had a veteran group. It works. It works better than trying to grab a quarterback and be okay, we're going to build around this quarterback, because then it's going to take you 4 or 5 years to build around that quarterback. He's probably going to look like poo up to it, and then you're like, is he really our guy? Is he not our guy?
That's the key part for me, Rob G, that last part right there. Well, I think if we all got to heaven and we could like replay life and be like, what would have been like if this, option A, or what would have been like if I went down this? How many quarterbacks aren't as bad as we thought they were? I'm not saying everybody. There clearly some people just aren't good. They maxed out in college. They peaked and all that. But there's some that I just wonder, they weren't as bad as the situation they were in. Sam Darnold be an example, right? Not saying he's a Hall of Famer, but he looks like a quality quarterback for the next handful of years, right? Baker Mayfield in some situations. Bryce Young. If Bryce Young were to go and be somewhere else, well, we all of a sudden go, man, Bryce Young actually pretty good. Like, he was a Heisman winner. He was good in college, has peaks and periods where he's good now. And I look at that to Ben Roethlisberger's point. He was fortunate enough to come into a situation, defense great, running game great. You had Jerome Bettis, you have Fast Willie Parker, you have receivers, you have a veteran presence, you got a good coach and Bill Cowher. Like, he walked right into a good situation. Russell Wilson walked right in, Legion of Boom, beast mode, running backs, you got receivers. You walk in, and all we need you to be is quality. Tom Brady. Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. Like, we knew, okay, he could play a little bit. Obviously, I saw him at Michigan. You get in a good situation, Bledsoe goes down, you get in. And I'm just wondering, I'm more of his alignment of, or thought process of building a team, establishing a team. We got a team. We have what we are. We have an identity. I like where we're going. We got a guy come in, and he's going to be able to grow with us and be good with us, versus just trying to go get a number 1 pick, and your team is trash. Your foundation is trash. Your coaches are trash, and you're scrambling. You don't know what you're doing, and it's wash, rinse, repeat over and over and over. I much rather build up. And you see how the Ravens have been able to do that over the years. You see the Patriots, now they're right back they've been doing. And look at the teams in the Final Four right now of the NFL.
Yeah, the Rams. Go ahead, tell me. Rams?
I'm glad you said that. That's exactly what the Rams did.
Yeah, okay.
Want to tell you how?
Yeah,
the Rams did that. They built a team, and they had Jared Goff in there. They go to the Super Bowl, they lose. You know what they did? They had a team and establishment. They get Matthew Stafford, and they're right back there.
Now, this whole argument by you and Ben Roethlisberger is ridiculous.
Okay.
It's dumb.
Tell us how.
Okay, because most teams, and we talk about NFL Sunday all the time, that if you don't have a quarterback, your season's over and you don't matter. And you could talk about build your defense first. The freaking New York Jets built a number 5 defense, and then they added their quarterback. What did it get them? Nothing, because they didn't have the right quarterback. So they had a good defense, and they did exactly what he said. The Texans aren't going to the championship round or have a chance at the Super Bowl. You know why? Because they didn't have quarterback play. They built a defense, okay? They had a quarterback. So and you can sit here and handpick a couple situations and say, yeah, you should do it this way. If you do not have a quarterback, I don't care about your defense. I don't care about your special teams. I don't care about your coach. You will not win most times. The teams that have won, and we talk about the Ravens and some of those with the all-time great defenses and a quarterback that doesn't hurt you, but not a superstar quarterback, they have won. There are different ways of building teams. But without a quarterback, Joe Burrow just showed up. He played 8 games his first year. Did anybody think that, Rob G, I'll ask you, did you think the Bengals were going to the Super Bowl when Joe Burrow showed up? Do you remember everybody told him what? Don't go there. Don't go to the Bengals. He went anyway. And guess what? He changed everything overnight. And he played 8 games his rookie year, went to the Super Bowl the next year. So I'm just telling you,
I'm glad you said
it
that.
ain't just
the
one
Bengals
way.
ain't did nothing since, and they look terrible because they don't have an established
you
thing.
Answer me
we
the Jets.
Talked about
Answer me the Jets.
Which Jets are you talking about? Are you
The
talking
Jets
about the Mark Sanchez Jets? What are you
No,
talking about?
I'm talking about the Jets that built that defense when they went and who was it? Zach Wilson with Robert Sala. They had a number 5 defense. So their team was built. You knew what they were, just like you just said. They didn't do anything, is what I'm saying, because they didn't have a quarterback. They did not.
Right. So going back to what I'm saying, I can give you example of a guy against you. Let's go to Ben Roethlisberger, where you don't know what he's going to be. Let's not act like he was the guy coming in where we're like, that's the Don Dada. That's the guy we've been waiting for, this quarterback guru.
You didn't know what Joe Burrow was going to be when he got to Cincinnati. You didn't.
Well, Joe Burrow was a Heisman winner with one of the greatest
But you
seasons
did
of all
not
time.
know that
so
they
my
were.
point is
You knew
there's
they
an
were going to the
expectation.
Super Bowl.
No, what I'm saying is there's an
that's my point.
expectation
That's
from
my
him.
point.
And what we have seen, including Tom Brady, is teams that have been able to become very good and thrive with guys that we didn't expect. Russell Wilson was a 3rd-round pick. Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. Patrick Mahomes was a 2nd or 3rd-round pick. So the guys who've actually had the sustained success were not the Don Dadas. They were not the guys you expected with. If you look at the last 20, 25 years of football, the guys who had the long sustained success are those teams that had those 4, 5, 6, 7 years of.
Peyton Manning, it doesn't count.
No, Peyton Manning is a top 5 quarterback of all time. So what I'm saying is we've seen the Ravens had a handful of good years to be good. And Joe Flacco. What I'm saying is I'd rather build a team
I disagree
and
with
get
this.
a guy. And that's fine.
Without a quarterback in this man's league, you don't have a team.
Is Bo Nix a quarterback?
Yeah, he makes the play.
So you don't act like you was a Bo Nix guy.
You don't even
like Sam Darnold.
He don't have to be a top.
You don't even like Sam Darnold.
No, but my point is this idea that's the way. I'm giving you the best example, which was the Jets. I'm giving you the Texans.
And
they had a Super Bowl. They had a Super Bowl defense, and guess where they're going? They're home. They're home already. They built their defense. You know what they were? The Denver Broncos.
That's my point. They built a great team, and now they have a quarterback that is able to play his position with that team. Bo Nix ain't been amazing. He's been able to make plays. You look at Seattle, they even had Geno Smith looking all right. Because
they didn't do
built
nothing with Geno Smith. Come on, and Geno Smith had the best completion ratio. He had an unbelievable year that one year.
That's my point. They had a good team around him. That's exactly my point.
It doesn't. Without a quarterback in the NFL, you ain't got nothing, man.
Geno Smith leaves, and then they go get Sam McDonald, you call him, and they mess around and go have an amazing season, and they're the Super Bowl odds been win the favorite. So my point is,
I'll believe it when I see it.
The last 25, 30 years, the guys who had the sustained success of the last 25 years, Patrick Mahomes,
I need more than that.
I just gave you 30 years of football.
How much more
you want? Tom Brady,
you can't even
Patrick
name
Mahomes,
quarterbacks from 30 years ago. Stop it with the 30 years.
I can literally sit up here all day and
okay,
name 30 quarterbacks.
I can't.
And that's exactly my point. Tom Brady,
I want a quarterback. I want my quarterback. Give me my quarterback.
Russell Wilson, 3rd round.
I need a quarterback.
The guys who had the most been in one of the most Super Bowls.
I'm not trying to win 10 championships.
The guy.
I need to win one. People
I ain't listening to you because you want to be in 20 Hall of Fames. Stop it. You don't want just one. You want them all.
I don't want to be in 20 Hall of Fames.
Yes, you're right. My bad. 30. Stop it. One Super Bowl.
877-99 on Fox.
Build me a team, dang it. That's what I want right now. I'm going over here to get these number 1 picks, Tim Couches in the world, and I ain't doing nothing with them. 877-99 on Fox. We'll do some calls.
Quarterback first or build like the Jets, their defense, and go nowhere.
Why you keep bringing up the Jets?
Because you say they went and got their quarterback last. They had a defense.
Then everybody, and I can literally sit up here and tell you. Seattle got the guy who wasn't nobody wanted. The Pats rebuilt. Now all of a sudden they look like they're going to be in the Super Bowl again.
Are you sure?
The Broncos got the. It's either them or the Broncos, and both of them prove my point.
You know your NFL picks are bad. You know your NFL picks are pretty bad.
I guarantee you the Broncos are the Pats.
Four road teams in the NFL playoffs.
I guarantee you the Broncos or Pats.
You said when you picked 4 home teams, we're probably going to go 2-2.
I ain't listening to him, Rob G. I ain't listening to him.
I know I wasn't going 0-4, I'll tell you that.
I ain't listening to that. I guarantee you the Pats or Broncos will be in the Super Bowl.
Real quick, before we get to Monty, you know what's funny about this topic is I was trying to find something that would illustrate one of these guys is going to be right. In the last 4 years, not counting this year, the AFC proves Rob's point. It's Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Lamar. That's it. Last 4 years. The NFC proves Kelvin's point. Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Jimmy G, Matthew Stafford, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels. Had great teams, and they kind of dropped in a quarterback later.
And I would
argue,
argue,
like y'all both right.
No, I would argue I'm still right with the AFC. because you naming 6th round and 3rd round quarterbacks.
Who's the 6th-round quarterback?
Well, you didn't name Tom Brady last
That
year.
we ain't talking
I said
about
the last
Brady.
4 years.
He said the last
Mahomes,
4 years.
Allen, Lamar, Burrow.
Thank you.
That's it.
Top
And Josh
quarterback.
Allen was at Wyoming. Don't act like he was at Texas. All right, Rob, so they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts, and while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.